In a statement made available to newsmen, the resident doctors listed their demands to include the immediate payment of the 2023 Medical Residency Training Fund (MRTF), the immediate release of the circular on one-for-one replacement, and the payment of skipping arrears. The list also noted the upward review of CONMES in line with full salary restoration to the 2014 value of CONMES, the payment of the arrears of consequential adjustment of minimum to the omitted doctors, and the reverse. In education, the management of the University of Calabar has withdrawn the admission of 638 students for failing to live up to academic expectations. Reports say among the expelled students is the Speaker of the Cross River State House of Assembly, Ayabem Ekom, who was a 100-level Joseph Ekbang, confirmed their development to newsmen. According to him, the affected students cut across 15 faculties and departments, including the Faculty of Agriculture, Forestry and Research Management, Faculty of Allied Medical Science. Back here, the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly yesterday screened and confirmed the 24 commissioners and special advisor nominees sent to it by Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umoina, and by implication giving its go-ahead for the selected individuals to be assigned portfolios by the governor and ushered into the State Executive Council of the new administration. The confirmation followed the motion moved by the Deputy Leader of the House, Justice, Human Rights and Public Petitions. After their individual screening on the floor of the House, during their screening, all nominees on the list took turns to reel out their resume and furnish the House with what is vouched for the nominees' pedigree and quality for service delivery. After the individual screening of the commissioners and special advisor designates, with a motion again moved by the Deputy Leader of the House, Bob, for their confirmation, the Speaker of the House, Udeme Otong, in his decree urged the Clerk of the House to convey the resolution. We move now to Africa, where Malian Prime Minister Chogol Maga has denounced U.S. sanctions on the Defense Minister, Air Force Chief of Staff and his deputy as a distraction and pledged his total support to the junta officials. Maga noted that the sanctions against the country's valiant officers, Defense Minister Sadio Kamara, General Alau Diarra and Adama Bagayoko, have no objectives other than to distract the Malian people in a group in Mali. Still in Africa, Kenya's President William Ruto says he is ready to meet opposition leader Raila Odinga amid the recent cost of living protests. Reports say this comes after Odinga held a media briefing claiming that Ruto had snubbed an offer by the Tanzanian president to mediate between the government and the opposition. According to reports, Odinga has been leading protesters to push the government to lower taxes and ease other price hikes. On the foreign scene, the United States has announced a new $400 million military assistance package for Ukraine, featuring ammunition for artillery and air defense systems. The announcement comes as Ukrainian troops press ahead with a slow-moving counter-offensive against invading Russian forces. The package includes munitions for both Patriot and NASAMS air defense systems, as well as Stinger missiles, 155 mm and 105 mm artillery rounds, 32 Striker armored personnel carriers, and more than 28 million rounds of small arms ammunition and grenades. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the assistance is aimed at strengthening Ukraine's brave forces on the battlefield and helping them retake Ukraine's sovereign territory. Still on the foreign scene, the head of the Donetsk Region Military Administration, Pavlo Krylenko, has said that 2 children were among 3 people killed as a result of cluster shelling in the eastern Ukrainian city of Kostiantynivka. In an interview, Pavlo also said a Smech MLRS cluster munition exploded over a water body. According to him, the victims affected by the incident include an 11-year-old girl, a 10-year-old boy and a 28-year-old man, adding that 6 people were also wounded. And still to come in the news, Super Falcons tipped to qualify from tough 2023 Women's World Cup group. Just stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. We move now to the rest of the news stories. On a business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has reaffirmed its commitment to gradually phase out the old 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes while issuing new currencies. The acting governor of the Apex Bank, Folashadun Shinobi, made the announcement during the Monetary Policy Committee meeting held at the CBN headquarters in Abuja. Recall that in October 2022, the former CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, unveiled plans to redesign the 200, 500 and 1,000 naira bills. As part of the initiative, he called on Nigerians to deposit their old notes before January 31st, 2023, as they would cease to be legal tender after that date. Meanwhile, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) has projected that Nigeria's economic growth will decline in 2023 and 2024 due to security issues in the oil sector. It stated that the country's economy would grow at 3.2% in 2023 before declining to 3.0% in 2024. The IMF disclosed this in its latest World Economic Outlook update, Near-Term Resilience, Persistence, Challenges, July 2023 report. According to the report, Nigeria's growth is below projections for the sub-Saharan African region, which is expected to grow by 3.5% in 2023 and 4.1% in 2024. It stated that while its forecast for 2023 was modestly higher than predicted in its April 2023 predictions, it remained weak over the growing number of Nigerian children between the ages of 5 and 11 working under hazardous conditions across the country. The federal government lamented that 39% of Nigerian children are engaged in the worst form of child labor, use quarrying granite, artisanal mining, commercial sexual exploitation, armed conflict, and sometimes become victims of human trafficking. The Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, in a statement by the various actors working to stop child labor, to proffer solutions in ending child labor in Nigeria to include poverty, culture, religion, poor educational system, inadequate social protection system. Still in health, mental health experts have asked Nigerians. They said what Nigerians need to do is to develop coping strategies in the facility of psychology. Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos, said a lot of mental health conditions are occurring in recent days, stressing that clinical. In sports, Nigerian forward Tony and New Zealand. According to reports, Randy Waldrum's side have their first in Group B with 3 points after match day 1. Ireland are ranked 4th to seek to reach the knockout stages. Still in sports, overshadowed by an injury to talisman Paul Mullin. Mullin, 28, suffered a punctured lung in a collision with goalkeeper Nathan Bishop, part of a United side most victory for Wrexham. Mark Gerardo scored the first half injury time for United, who had Dan Gorey, 18, sent off shortly after the restart. Ryan Reynolds was unable to get a memorable win in front of a sold-out 34,248 crowd at Snap, where the Actors Guild of Nigeria (AGN) says it plans to hold an international festival in Miami, Florida, to create a network for Nollywood actors with their goal global college. National President of AGN, Emeka Rollers, who disclosed this at a news conference in Lagos, said the festival will be done in partnership with the African Travel Film Festival. Still on entertainment, Ant Hill Studio has announced the official release date for its latest project titled Mikolo, directed by Niyi Akimolayan. The upcoming project is a family adventure fantasy feature shot in the beautiful mountains of Ondo State. Reports say that Mikolo is set to premiere in Nigerian cinemas on August 18, 2023. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You've been watching Spectrum TV News at 12. I am Francis Oyima Edet. Many thanks for being there and do enjoy the rest of your day.